Barrett Jackson has anything you could imagine here, and this is our first time at an event like this. Can I hear 13.5? Can I hear 30? We're gonna make it a little bit more fun, and we're gonna walk around and check out some of these Jeeps, check out some of these other vehicles, and guess how much they're gonna sell for, even before we walk up to them. I would have thought it went for more than that. It's almost like, whose line is it anyways? The prizes don't matter and the winner gets nothing, but we'll think of something by the end of this video. Stay tuned, we're gonna walk you around this entire show and check out Barrett Jackson 2026. All right guys, so one that's kind of cool that stood out here is this actual Bandit edition. So this is the Bandit Endgame, and they've actually built a few of these. It's a Gladiator with the entire tribute package on there. You can see custom painted wheels, a lot of them custom paint throughout the vehicle, and this is actually a 2025 Gladiator as well. Now what's neat about this is that it gives an homage to Smokey and the Bandit. So obviously they've sold a few of these in the past, and they went around the $105,000 to $110,000 mark. So I'm curious on what this one pulls across the block. We will pull all the records for what these actually go for afterwards. And Ryan, what do you say we guess on the price? I mean, at $100,000, I believe it's custom paint on there, because that's a lot of work to get done. I think this is a 2025, so the interior's all redone compared to the other ones that they sold. I could see it probably going for 6 figures. I mean, things here go for a lot. And if you have the track record of 105, 110, 106. So the thing with Barrett Jackson is you either can have a reserve or no reserve. No reserve, you pay less of a seller's premium, and then with a reserve, you pay more, but with a reserve, you kind of have a fail-safe, right? So if you want 50 grand for your Jeep and it doesn't hit the auction for that, you don't have to sell it. If you have no reserve and it sells for whatever it sells for, you have to sell it. That's what makes this auction so exciting, is that whatever it goes for, it goes for. You can win big or lose big if you have no reserve. So I'm not sure if this one does, but I'm gonna say 95,000. Unless there's a reserve, but I don't think there is. I would say 95.
I'm gonna go 115.
115? All right guys, so we are back in the shop here. We had to wait a couple days just because a lot of the vehicles that we checked out hadn't sold yet, and we already had left Barrett Jackson. We had a crazy snowstorm here back at home, so we had to get home. So we'll be jumping back and forth in between the shop and Barrett Jackson. But the thing is, the stakes have been set. The loser details the other person's Jeep. I'm not sure who's gonna win, but as soon as it gets warm out, whoever loses is gonna detail the other person's Jeep. So let's start off right away. We're gonna start off with that 2025 Jeep Gladiator Bandit. And Ryan already has all the tabs up. So I kind of feel like Ryan already knows that I lost. 2025 Jeep Gladiator Bandit. We're gonna scroll down here. And this one sold for, that one hurt, $50,000. $50,600. I put 95 and you were 115. So we're both.
We're not doing the over.
Yeah, we're not doing the over game.
Just
closest to win. Yeah, so
you get the point.
So I get the point. So we're getting into the 90s now with Jeeps. This is the square headlight. That's a generation I like. This one behind me, I haven't looked at the sold price, but I do see that it's a family style roll cage, which started in 1990 and went to 95. I don't see a top, I see half doors, but let's walk over and see what it's sold for.
What do you think it's worth?
I don't know how many miles are on it. Okay, it's best top seats. They're not OEM seats. And it might just have a bikini top and half doors, but it probably is a West Coast Jeep. So I'm curious if that went for more than that TJ over there. That TJ was a 97 and went for 10 grand. And that was similar.
16. We don't know how many.
17. Let's go. Let's go see what it did. 10 grand.
10 grand.
10 grand.
So I think I win.
You do win.
Price is Right style.
And you're both over. 10 grand. 95. 95 is a good year. 4 liter, and I want to see how many miles. Let's just take a look. Let's look at the frame. Yeah, frame's got a little bit of overspray on it. It was repainted. It was repainted because the Jeep letters here are missing, unless those just randomly were gone, but it does have a paint job on it. I cannot see how many miles are on this without looking too closely. The one thing though that's impeccable, Ryan, is the frame. If you come up over here and look at this wheel well frame arch, it's mint cherry. You don't see this on our coast. On the East Coast, they're shot. Chrome tube bumpers on here, front and rear. I don't know, man. I just knew a good friend of mine that just bought a Jeep, a 6500 for a nice Rio Grande, a 95, and that was only a 4-cylinder. This is a 6-cylinder. Clean frame, it's not terrible. I don't think 10 grand for, it's got aftermarket, it's got new seats in it, it's got tan interior, which is kind of rare. You don't see them too often. I don't think it's terrible, but we shot higher and it went for 10K. All right, I get it. I understand. We focused on Jeeps here. I've never seen one of these in person, and this is a 2023 Ford Bronco DR. It's a fully custom race Bronco that you could actually factory order. Now, when I say you could actually factory order, you had to be selected to be able to purchase one of these, and the retail price was through the roof. But if you walk around this thing, it is a complete custom race vehicle. This is not a stock Bronco. It's got a 5-liter Coyote, full suspension on there, rock lights, frame, everything has been built up, custom fiberglass on the outside, roll cage, Recaro race seats. It is absolutely incredibly built, and it's really cool that Ford gave their customers with big enough pockets could order one of these things. I think that's absolutely incredible, and this is going for no reserve too. I say this goes for 400.
400.
I think they were like $2 something. I think they were like $275 new. And you could, there was like 100 or 200 of them made. I have 400 for this. And they didn't come painted either.
275.
Okay, I'm going high. These are cool. I mean, when you look at the suspension, the beadlocks, BF Goodrich, now this one has run a little bit. It looks like it was used, but Ryan, look at the coilover setup on here. Coilover, and I mean, just the shock setup on this thing. Full custom roll cage, Loran's GPS probably in there, Sparco. This thing is freaking sweet, but it's still like Bronco Dash, at least what's left of it, you know? It's like what's left of a Bronco after you completely turn it into a Baja truck, so I was just excited to see it. I think this
sides now?
No, but this, I mean, any off-road person, this is cool. All right, let's check it out. 2023 Ford Bronco DR. Dang, 220? Dude, that's low.
That's a point for me, though.
That is a point for you, but that is, I'm pretty sure those were in the 2-somethings, like when you could order it, and you could only buy, I think there was 200 available. Wow. I would have bought that. So if you guys are unfamiliar with Barrett Jackson, the auto auction is absolutely massive. What's kind of neat here is there's actually 3 staging lanes to go into the actual auction site. So you're actually seeing vehicles coming in, lining up at their time slot. So they have a time slot and a day, and then they have to go in here. And I think this Land Rover, Ryan, oh, it actually just sold. I thought they were gonna pull in here. Saw it on there, sold for $80,000. Land Rovers, Toyotas, classic Broncos, when you're talking off-road space, very popular. There's another one right there, a Land Cruiser, obviously up on some massive wheels and tires, but this is where they all line up, and we're gonna go in and probably actually check out where the bidding happens, like the actual auction block for these, because it's really cool. We're not gonna be bidding on anything, because we don't got it like that, but who knows, maybe we will in the future. All right, guys, so we just had a chance to talk to the owner of Attitude Performance Vehicles here, and we were walking by this, and at first I was like, wait, is that a Jeep? Hang on a second, because it's got a 9-slot CJ2A style front grille, or a Willis MB front style grille, but this thing is obviously wider and longer than an original CJ2A. And we got to talking to him, and everything you see here is custom built. They started off by mocking up a JK 2-door chassis, and that's what is kind of under here. This is a full complete custom chassis, long arm kit, Dana 60s underneath, Willwood brakes, PSC, Hydro Assist, the whole works underneath this thing. Over 500 horsepower underneath the hood, and then everything is done in aluminum on the outside. It's done in either 3/16 or 1/8 inch sheet metal. It's all aluminum though, and this thing is pretty much as cool as you could get a modern CJ2A with the size, distance, length of a JK. Really cool stuff, and you don't see this very often, so we just had to walk by, give a closer talk to these guys, and when I say it's engineered, this thing is done very well. Everything has been custom done on this and pretty much done to the highest standard. So it's always cool to see a company like this that's beginning production, starting off, and yeah, it's Attitude Performance Vehicles. Really cool stuff out here at Barrett Jackson. So behind us, we've got a pretty big JK. This has actually got a 6.4 liter Hemi with 1 tons underneath it. Dynatracs, I believe, front and rear, so 8 lugs, 40s on this thing, and it's got the Hemi. Now with these, it gets interesting because this isn't the current generation of Wrangler. So it is a JK, so it kind of depends on what it goes through across the block, but it is nice to see some of these JKs with the engine swaps. You wouldn't really typically see just a built JK or a built JL unless it's got the wow factor. Barrett Jackson's all about the wow factor. So with this one, I'm kind of curious on what it would go for. It's got the Hemi swap, it's got the 1 tons, 65. I'm gonna say 65. What do you think?
75.
75 for JK, bringing up the JK market? I don't know, I mean, it depends on the show though, right? Because we've watched AMW and they'll be the first ones to tell you, one show can go crazy and the next show might not do too good. It's all about who's watching and who's bidding. So maybe we'll have to bid on this one, Ryan. Take it home. Up next, 2017 6.4 Hemi Swap JK. I was a little low on this, 55K. What did I say?
No, you said 65.
That only sold for 55.
Yeah. So you get the point.
I get the point. I think, honestly, I'm a little upset because Barrett Jackson has the engine listed wrong on the website. It says 5.7 and it's a 6.4. This one was or was not on 1 tons? I thought it was on 1 ton axles, on 8 lug axles. I don't know. Either way, a little bit low for that one. Before we get too far into this video, we wanted to thank today's video sponsor and a company celebrating their 25th anniversary, CLAYTON Off-Road. You guys have seen all of our CLAYTON Off-Road installation videos on the channel, and one really cool product that they've been super proud of the past few months is their long arm suspension system. So not only does this increase your off-road performance and let you flex out a whole lot more on the trails, but because the control arms are longer, you get a more parallel ride and a smoother ride on the road. We've been in a couple of these vehicles and they drive absolutely tremendous, and the quality of CLAYTON Off-Road built in the USA is put into all of their long arm kits. And we're going to be doing a lot to this Jeep sitting behind us, and who knows, we might just have one on this specific Gladiator. You guys are going to have to stay tuned, but we wanted to thank CLAYTON Off-Road for not only sponsoring this video, but for also just being our great friends. So thank you to CLAYTON Off-Road. Let's get back into it. So guys, here's a 1978 CJ5, and this one actually said it's a rare, I think it said on the side, a rare opportunity, one owner. It was a ranch owned, and it has some really cool upgrades on here. So I walked around the front here. It's still got mud in that on the leaf spring shackles, but you got a worn 8274 up front, custom mounted in the back of the cab. You've got your spare tire, and this thing was definitely used on a ranch, probably as a fun toy. You can see the push bar up on the front here, KC lights, and what do you think it sold for, Ryan? Did you see?
No.
$12,000. I mean, I wanted to start by, I guess, maybe looking down below, because we are out west. So that's one thing I forget. By us, CJ5s like this, they'd be rotted out. The whole frame will be shot, the tub would be shot. I'm sure the frame on this is actually pretty clean, but it's kind of neat. I wanted to see a little bit of the story on the side. It's got a 304 V8 as well. And I said, I purchased this Jeep in 1980. It had been in an accident when practically brand new, professionally rebuilt by the shop, and they had owned it for 45 years, and he built it as a pre-runner for the Turbine off-road race team. Lightly used, about 200 miles per year. So this Jeep's been in the same person's ownership for 46 years. That's kind of cool. But it also, in the beginning, it says it was wrecked and rebuilt. So does that play into it? I mean, it was wrecked back in 1980 or 79, so it was probably fixed up, and then it was just ran for a long time. But I don't know, I think maybe it would be worth 12. It looks pretty clean. All right, guys, so we got a CJ5 over here behind us. We just noticed this Jeep out of the corner of our eyes. CJ5, so that market, it's kind of hit or miss. I saw it has chop front fenders, but I didn't look at the price on there. I'm going to guess 10 grand. Because all the rest of them seem to be going for 10 grand.
13.
13.
13.4.
13.4. 13.4. Can I hear 13.5? Can I hear it? There they go. That's all they're doing in there. 13.5. All right, let's see. I think we might be both wrong. Is it 10 or 18? It's 10. Boom.
You saw it.
Oh, no, I swear to God I didn't see it. I swear. Because I can't tell, even if I could from that far away, you can't tell if it's a 10 or an 18. 10 grand. Is that like the magic number for Jeeps? That's how many now? 5?
Yeah.
10 grand. The YJ, this one. Yeah, it's, there we go, I won that one. So it looks like you're hugging the cactus. So I know, once again, we're not showing off a Jeep here, but you just gotta stop and look at some of these vehicles that are here. This is a 1987 Chevy Blazer Custom that is just about a little bit left of a Chevy Blazer, probably just the doors and some of the cab at this point. It's got an upgraded engine, side pipe exhaust, long arm suspension, 8 lug axles, and this thing just looks really cool. It's also got the front modern style, I believe it's like a 2013 style front grille, and I see a big intercooler up there. I'm curious, so what's going on in some of these. This is a 6-liter V8 with full titanium downpipes, paired with a fully custom built 3-speed auto, 456 gears, 1 tons front and rear, and just a pretty cool looking truck. I mean, as well as something right next to it too. Look at this, crew cab, dually, custom flatbed. There's a lot of really cool vehicles here. So one cool thing that Barrett Jackson does is they have a lot of these vehicles that you see behind us that 100% of the hammer price gets donated to a charity. I was kind of caught off guard by seeing this big Humvee here, obviously with all the tactical lights, rotopacks on the side, and this one, 100% of the hammer price is to benefit the Fighter Country Foundation. So I have to imagine this is to support the men, women, and families of Luke Air Force Base. So the proceeds of this are going to a really cool charity. And then right next to it, Ryan, we actually checked this one out at SEMA 2025. And what was cool about this one is this is actually built off of the Matchbox vehicle that's inside of it. So what's nice about this is also going to a charity. It's going to the Gas Monkey Foundation. This is a pretty well-built Jeep by Deutsch Off-Road, and I do like the fact that they are going to a charity. So both of these, including that truck over there, all the proceeds are going to that. And this is a pretty cool Jeep here, cool Humvee, and a lot of cool vehicles to go around. But these three specific, we're going to charity, which I really like. So it gets a bit interesting because when charity comes into the factor, I see prices go up. So I know, like the Fox Commando, I want to go buy Fox factory vehicles. The first Commando is going to go to charity, and when it does, typically the price is driven up because of that, because people want to donate to charity. So with this one, I mean, I'm hoping for as much as possible because they're all going to good foundations, but I'll say 75.
I'm gonna round up to 100.
100?
Yeah.
It's charity, so you never know. It's an oddball. So 75 and 100, Ryan's guess. What do you think of the Humvee? It's a cool Humvee. It's 6.5 turbo diesel too, which is the different diesel. It's actually got the turbo instead of the non-turbo diesel. I think this one could probably go, I would say 110. I'm gonna go high. It's a cool Humvee. Humvees pull a lot just because they do have that kind of factor.
I'm gonna say 105. Going lower.
Okay. I know they could have sold already. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, this is our first day here, but pretty cool though. I hope they go for $1 million each, right? Because they're going to charity. But realistically, let's see what they do. So up next, the Matchbox Jeep. This one we thought it was going to go for a charity. So what did I say? I said 75, and you said 110. But obviously, we hope as much went as possible on that one, right? It's for charity. So let's see. 110. Did you say 110? Oh wow. So you got the point on that one. All right, so next up, that 04 AM General Humvee that was also for charity. I went 105, you went 110? Or I went 110, you went 105?
You went 110, I went 105.
Either way, we are very close. So let's see. 75 grand. You were lower?
Yeah, it was lower.
Dang it. This is like the Price is Right, but we all lose. Deal, I think it's a pretty decent deal. So this one sold, it's a 1968 Jeepster Commando, and it's kind of a resto mod. So it's modernized with a new paint job. It's like a very fine mist of the spray and bed liner, hardtop on this thing, modern wheels, but then if you look underneath, everything has been updated. So it's got new steering, new leaf springs, new bushings, and it's kind of set up a little bit nicer too. I just noticed something. There was a Humvee over there, Brian, and I thought, 30 sold for 37, 38 grand. If you looked underneath it, it was just spray painted to make the frame look black. So I feel like when you go to any auction, you really got to know what you're buying. You know, you want to come out here, and this is like pre-auction too, so before these sold, you can walk around and take a closer look. I think taking a good close look at what you're buying is very important. Well guys, sometimes I would say you got to be a little bit careful, Ryan, because we're walking around, we're looking for Jeeps. This JK is outside, and I'm going to say it's just not a very, there's some things going on with it that I would take a closer look at. Dude, it so depends, because I watch these auctions and it can either go like crazy high or just like 5 to 10 grand. Like somebody just, but it's got, the thing that it's going for is it's only got 16,000 miles, so sometimes that'll be like a perk. It's just odd. Like this is like one of the few, I would say, Wranglers here.
35.
That goes for 35. We're gonna go home and buy 20 JKs and we're just gonna send them here. Okay? That's our new business plan.
What do you think? Coward?
15 grand. 10 to 15. 15 grand. There's no way. If it goes for 35, we're going home and buying JKs. All right, so up next was the the crusty JK. This thing, I didn't want to rip it apart in person because I don't know who bought it, but oh my goodness. There was a lot going on with this underneath that scared the crap out of me. So I said 15 grand. You said 35. And then I said, if it sells for 35, we're going to come home, buy every damn 4-door JK, and we're going to build it. I have not clicked it. This is going to sicken me if it goes. All right. No, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. No way this sold. $34,000? Ryan.
Yeah, I know. I get the point.
What? I'll tell you what. It's bed lined, so that kind of like looks cool right away. Oh my God, no. There's no way. Dude, we gotta go buy some JKs. I like the old Land Cruisers. I like vintage Toyota. I do. I think they're cool vehicles. This is a 1980 Toyota Land Cruiser, repainted here It looks like the modern FJ Cruiser blue. This is one of my favorite blues from Toyota. White grille, white cap on this thing, custom snorkel. It's got a TRD supercharger, air-to-water intercooler, aluminum radiator, really set up, big Warn Xeon winch up front. And this thing sold for $50,000. I can see JL audio set up in the back, all sorts of good stuff going on, but I think this is a pretty fair deal, $50K. I mean, I say fair, it's still vintage, everything on there, but I would say this is a pretty fair deal with that, and I do have a soft spot for that model. All right, guys, so we had to walk up to this one and check it out. I actually looked at this one online, and it did sell already. So this is a CJ5 Tuxedo Park Mark IV. This is the prediction that we had for one of the trim editions, right? White wheels. This would have had some other white accents originally, but Ryan, can you see from that shot how much it sold for? $65,000. It's insanity, guys. I mean, it's a mostly original Jeep, but as we walked around, I have noticed some things that are not original to it. One kind of neat thing with this is that it does have, you see this, Ryan, like a bench seat across. Like, I've never really seen those. I do know it was an option. It's got aftermarket gauges and the aftermarket rear floor pan on there that is riveted on. The price is wild. All right, just kidding, guys. I didn't notice a decimal point, and that's why math is so important, is because I was going off on this tangent, like, no way this thing sold for $65K. If so, we're going home, we're buying CJ5s. It sold for 6.5, so $6,500, which is not a terrible deal in my eyes. So you got to look at the decimal points on this stuff. Kind of funny thing there, because these guys were even walking up and were like, oh no, it's 6.5. So that's not a bad deal. I don't think that's a bad deal. Cruise around, have something fun like that. It's a CJ5 and it is a Tuxedo Park. I mean, they probably have more into the restoration or more into some of the work that they did to it than what it sold for. So you never know. You never know here. And I see a Scrambler way over there, so we got to go check it out. Yellow CJ8 Scrambler. Guess the price. Pretty clean. Looks like it has winch, at least an aluminum tie rod up front.
What was the year?
Would have been 80s, late 70s, early 80s. I don't know yet.
21.
25.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Fine.
Yo. 30 grand. $30,000 for a 84 CJ8 Scrambler. That's cool. Dude, the roll, this is the exact tubes right here. Check these out. This is a pretty nice truck. You don't see these as often. This is already a rare bird, a Scrambler, and then all enclosed like this. This thing is, the interior's done. It's got a center console, and the whole dash is all rewrapped in leather, so it's got a little bit of work done to the inside. Paint, I think, was freshened up maybe a little bit, but I don't know. It's pretty cool. 30 grand was more than I was expecting, but this is getting that odd of, like, it's an oddball vehicle, and it's a Jeep, and it's a truck. So, and it's bright yellow, which catches your eye. I think a little bit of all of it went into this, so 30 grand for this. What do you think? Is it worth it? All right, guys, so we got two more TJs over here. I didn't see these because they were in the first time. We didn't make it this far over, but let's go walk over. Two pretty clean TJs. Let's go see. There's a silver one down there and a white one here, and it looks like, look at that crowd around the Jeeps, Ryan. Look at that. Everyone's like, they want a TJ real bad. So let's go look and see what they sold for, because that one at least says sold, and we'll go check the other one. I can already see, Ryan, that it sold for $16,000. One thing I'm very impressed by is the quality of the paint and how clean the frame is. So this one did sell for more than the other TJs that we saw. So I'm curious on how many miles. Okay, 124,000 miles. So this was obviously a driver, but it's got very clean paint and frame. I mean, it's very rare for us to see TJs like this, and the seating, the original, everything's very well kept in here. So 16 grand doesn't seem too outrageous. There is a hardtop in the back, different roll bar covers and some different things that come with it, but it's in good shape. I mean, I think it's worth obviously a little bit more than the ones that we saw over there. 10,000. It kind of seems like the number is hovering around $10,000 for the TJs and YJs. This is an 06 with, I don't know, it's damage report, vehicle involved in front end collision. I don't know how many miles are on it, but 10K, Ryan, kind of seems like the magic number. Besides, that one broke it. That one was 16. But 10K for the YJs and TJs kind of seem like, I mean, how many is that now? 3 or 4 that we're up to that are all at the $10,000 mark? This is an 06. It's got a rough country front bumper. I think it's got a body lift on it, it looks like. Yeah, quite a bit of a body lift. And it's actually missing, I think, the front. Yeah, there's no extensions on the front body mount, so that's okay. Don't worry about that. But yeah, it's just a It's just a 06 TJ, but 10 grand. This kind of seems like, wait a second. It's got axles under it. Or adapters. So it's got adapters. They probably had these wheels sitting around and they bought 5x4.5 to 6 lug adapters. So there's adapters in there to run these wheels. That's not good. You don't want to do that. Especially on a 12.5 wide tire, you don't want to poke it out even further on adapters on a Dana 30 and a Dana 44. So, but 10 grand, that's what you can get. Just a little camera rig there, Ryan.
Is that what it?
Yeah, that's going up to bid next. All right, so we didn't walk up to it yet, Ryan. What do you think the TJ right here went for? It says sold.
Grill?
There's no way that says what it says. There's no way. Oh, no, okay, yeah, there is a way. I thought it said 18,000, it says 10,000. Okay, 10,000. Let's see how many miles are on this 1998 Jeep Wrangler 4-cylinder. It's 117,000 miles. So it's got some miles on it. That's not very high for a TJ. A lot of the time they're really getting up there, but $10,000. Once again, do you guys think good deal, bad deal? Let us know down below in the comments. This is going to be a fun game as we walk around, as we just saw a Commando and a Scrambler down that way. I think there's a CJ7 right behind us. So this is fun to see what the sold prices say without having to wait. So let's go find some. So guys, behind us, the original Grand Wagoneer is right there, and one of these just sold. You know, this one behind us just sold, and honestly the price surprised me. If you go around the front of this thing and we take a look at it, it actually sold for a whopping $75,000. So we got a Grand Wagoneer here. It's got the wood paneling on the side. It looks like it's in very good condition as well, but it did sell for $75K. So curious on whether we think that's a good deal or not. I don't think these are crazy high like that, but I don't know the value of some of these things. You really don't know. I guess I gotta get more up on the old or classic vehicles. A lot of things at Barrett Jackson are, you know, you're talking 50s, 60s, 70s. So these vehicles, you just don't see them around. You don't see them in a condition like this. But yes, $75,000 for this thing. What do you think? Good deal or not? All right, guys, so we're gonna walk over here and check out this absolutely monster truck, Seafoam Green Land Cruiser. We saw it rolling or staging to the auction yesterday, and we kind of wanted to check it out a little bit closer and see what it sold for. But the other thing I wanted to say is, before we walk in there, is just the fact of how many Land Cruisers and Broncos are here. There's brand new Toyota, brand new Ford, and they're taking them out on test drives on a track over there. There's all sorts of old Land Cruisers, all sorts of Gen 1 Broncos, and it seems like the presence for Jeep is just not only in the auction itself, but also just new retail Jeep is just not here. Dodge is here, the kind of the car side of it, but just no Jeep. I think it's a huge opportunity missed. I think you have the clientele here that are looking to bid and spend big money, and I think bring the Moab 392. We're right next to Moab. We're in Arizona. You know, bring the Fox Commando, bring some stuff like that. And I don't know, would you guys like to see, I mean, I hate to even say this, but our channel isn't Jeep Road Cred, it's Dirt Road Cred. Would you guys like to see some comparisons between 4Runners, Tacomas, and the Wranglers and Gladiators, or some other models on the channel? We enjoy doing that, and we have a big crowd that we can get vehicles from. But let's go check this one out. Let us know about that in the comments, though. So you want to guess?
I'm gonna guess.
You want to guess?
32.
70. Cool.
Unless you could put a splasher in.
You won. It's 41, so you're closer.
Oh.
I would have thought it went for more than that. But I guess it's kind of a niche thing, right? Like, you're not buying this to actually drive, I highly doubt. It's kind of interesting. I'm curious what's under the, oh, it's got a Chevy 350 under the hood too. So, I don't know, maybe I thought it went for somebody, the right person bidding on it might have got it higher, but yeah, you were closer. All right, guys, well, there's the final answer. Ryan is the winner, 6-4. So some wild stuff at Barrett Jackson, right? You're going around, we're guessing numbers, trying to do your best guess, but it is so crazy, the things that some of these sell for high, some of them sell for low, some of them I didn't even think should go across the block. But overall, the entire experience at Barrett Jackson was absolutely amazing. This was such a cool place to walk around and see all sorts of classic vehicles, new vehicles, one-off builds, and then just kind of see all of the excitement surrounding it. When you walk around, you're kind of knowing that every single vehicle there is going to sell. That's the craziest part in my eyes, is just What are you going to put a price on it? Is the right person going to bid on it? And then overall, just the experience of being at a place like this. If you guys haven't had a chance to make it out to one of these and you have one that pops up, even another auto auction like this, I would definitely recommend it. Go out with your friends, go out with people that are into cars like you are, check all of this out. Because even if you're not a diehard Jeep person, which normally if you're watching this channel you are, there's so much more to check out and nostalgic vehicles. Ryan, we saw like the Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine. We saw a lot of cool vehicles that honestly we didn't even know existed, and then some were so crazy expensive. The show is a bit different for us too, because as you're walking around, we're used to Jeep shows where you can go around and buy Jeep parts and other things. The kind of booths that are there sell Rolexes, so it's a much different atmosphere for us. But overall, we really enjoyed it, and we wanted to also thank our friends at America's Most Wanted 4x4 for having us out, letting us be at their booth, and then also stay and hang out with those guys. So a huge thanks to them, and we thoroughly enjoyed our entire time at Arizona until we got back to PA, and it was 5 degrees, and we got in 1.5 feet of snow. Either way though, Ryan, I think until next time, I gotta go out and get my warm clothes on because I'll be detailing in 5 degrees. I think the water will hit the Jeep and just freeze. So we'll wait till the springtime. I owe you a car wash. Maybe we'll wash the whole fleet. And Ryan's behind the camera. I'm here talking to you, and we want you to get out there and earn yours.